Right now at noon, a man indicted in a double murder. A look back at the case and what's next for two other suspects also facing charges. Plus, a Cat bus driver says she was threatened for asking a rider to wear a mask. What happened and the latest decisions from county mayors in East Tennessee over whether they'll mandate masks.
And it is a cloudy start to the afternoon with a few scattered showers developing. We'll let you know what we could see for rain chances the rest of the day coming up.
10 News at Noon is next.
Taxpayer-funded abortion and gun grabs. Attacks on our religious liberties and our police officers. Chaos in the streets. I'm Bill Haggerty, and I'm the Trump conservative who will fight back. I'll help President Trump put constitutionalist justices on the Supreme Court, defend the Second Amendment, and protect life and our religious liberties.
Conservative Bill Haggerty, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm Bill Haggerty, and I approve this message because I'll stand strong for our values and the rule of law.
10 News is brought to you in high definition exclusively by Harper Auto Square. WBIR 10 News starts now.
Right now at noon, a Knox County grand jury has indicted a man in a double murder. James Edward Allen is behind bars with bond set at $1 million. Police say Allen, a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, killed two brothers while robbing them for marijuana in North Knoxville back in December. The teens, Isaiah Grigsby and Anthony Lua, are facing transfer to adult court and have a hearing later this month. Also new at noon, a Knox County grand jury has indicted a man on first-degree murder charges following a shooting back in January. The sheriff's office says 33-year-old Robert Earl England admitted he shot and killed 25-year-old Kelsey Polk. It happened at their home in West Knox County following a dispute. Turning now to the forecast, meteorologist Rebecca Sweet joins us in the Weather Center. It is a muggy day, and some people saw rain a little bit this morning, Rebecca.
Yeah, we had a few showers this morning, very limited coverage, but that's kind of what's carrying on into the afternoon. I'll be the first to say it. It is a cloudy and gray start to the day. Temperature-wise, we're not doing that bad. Middle to upper 70s and lower 80s already. But it's that weather where a lot of folks are like, oh, it's just hard to get motivated. More showers and thunderstorms are going to be developing throughout the afternoon hours. So if you want to spend some time outside, by all means, go and do it. But follow us on social media as we're starting to see more showers develop across the higher elevations. As we currently look, we do have some of those showers taking place across Greene County, moving into Cott County, now making their way into Granger County, Jefferson County. So heads up, light to moderate rain, no rumbles of thunder. It's just a few sprinkles. You may have already run into that this morning. Temperatures are in the middle to lower 80s. We're going to slowly heat up. The key word there is slowly because we do have cloud cover in place. It's not going to be that big spike like what we've had for the past few days, but yeah, it's not going to be here for long. We'll continue to warm up as we head throughout the rest of the day. Middle to upper 80s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. The best time frame for seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms will likely be mid-afternoon, heading into the evening hours. Coming up in just a little bit, Heather will give you a glimpse of what that's going to look like and your 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, the number of active COVID-19 cases in Knox County continues to grow. The health department today reporting more than 1,300 cases total, including 70 new cases from yesterday. 563 are active. Knox County now reporting 9 deaths. In Sevier County, the State Department of Health reported 27 new confirmed cases yesterday, bringing the total number to 785 cases. 368 of those are active. Sevier County is considered a COVID-19 hotspot by the state. Testing for COVID-19 is on the rise across Tennessee, but health leaders say the labs processing those results are getting backed up. And as Grace King shows us, the delay is causing some families to miss out on paychecks.
In Knox County, there's a line for testing, just like there was last week.
It kind of goes up and down a little bit based on whether people want to come in and get tested.
Right now, the health department says it takes about 7 days to get your test results back.
Lab turnaround times are starting to get bogged down a little bit just from the sheer volume.
For Ashley Hodge, it took 10.
I can't go back to work until I have the paperwork saying I'm clear. Now I'm looking to see where I can find food to feed my family.
Hodge tested negative, but she and her husband missed nearly 2 weeks of work, an unintended consequence of such high demand.
Have a very low threshold for getting tested.
Grace King, WBIR 10 News.
Sevier County now says it hopes to decide by today if masks will be mandated. The county says it is working with local leaders, lawyers, and the health department on how to apply Governor Lee's executive order. In Loudoun County, Mayor Bradshaw says he's decided not to mandate masks. The mayor says he's weighed both sides of the argument, saying, "I feel wearing a mask in public is a decision and choice to be made by the individual and the owners and managers of the many businesses in Loudoun County." He went on to say he will not participate in a mandate he feels overreaches his authority as mayor, but does encourage everyone to wear a mask and social distance. The Anderson County mayor also says she will not mandate masks. A man is accused of threatening a cat bus driver with a box cutter meantime after she asked him to wear a mask. It happened Sunday around lunchtime outside the Walmart on Chapman Highway. Records show the driver asked Michael O'Donnell to put on a face covering. She told police he became irate and waved a box cutter in her face. Records show a witness stepped in and was also threatened by O'Donnell. He's now charged with aggravated assault. On the national level, New York is starting to reopen, but in Los Angeles and in many other regions across the country, it's an entirely different story. More than half the nation is seeing a surge in COVID-19 infections, as Miguel Almaguer reports, and the situation is expected to get worse.
This morning, a new stunning surge in coronavirus cases plaguing hotspots around the country, a troubling trend for some hospitals already on the brink.
We are still knee-deep in the first wave of this, and I would say this would not be considered a wave. It was a surge or a resurgence of infections.
At least 35 states are showing increases in infections, 10 states with a 100% spike in recent weeks, even those who tried to keep their distance catching the virus.
I isolated myself from everybody except one family, the family across the street.
With states like Texas, Arizona, and California all reporting a record number of hospitalizations, among the most dangerous hotspots for the virus, Los Angeles County, with more cases here than in 44 states. With nearly 3 million Americans testing positive for the virus, hospitals in cities like Houston are reaching capacity.
This is very, very disturbing situation. Our teams are stretched. We are managing it, but we can't sustain this trajectory for many weeks.
As Florida continues to see the nation's highest single-day record for new infections, the governor says he believes the situation has stabilized, while Miami is closing down restaurants and gyms. More than half of new cases in Arizona are patients under 44 years old, and a staggering number are still waiting to be tested.
My family was exposed, so I want to make sure that everybody's okay.
The mayor of Atlanta, said to be a contender as Joe Biden's running mate, testing positive herself, but showing no symptoms.
This is startling for me because we've been so very careful.
The stunning number of new cases comes after 4th of July scenes like these, leaving doctors stunned by total disregard for social distancing.
We're fighting two wars. War number one is the COVID virus. War number two is stupidity.
Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
It's going to be a school year like none other, and we are committed to bringing you the very latest developments. Teachers are busy preparing for any number of scenarios. At UT, professors say the way they train future teachers may look a little different this upcoming semester. One professor says she isn't waiting, though, until the fall and prepping them by asking them to think outside the box. Her summer teacher candidates are already learning how to record their lessons and spread lessons across different platforms. She says all of her students have been assigned internships for next year in Knox County schools, and each and every teacher candidate is Google certified.
We're working to think about how can we design our assignments to really fit the narrative of what they could potentially be doing.
And tomorrow night, we could get a better idea of what that could look like when the Knox County Schools Reopening Task Force gives its recommendations to the school board. But before that, parents, you have just hours left to fill out the school district's virtual learning survey. Yvonne Thomas shares the next steps as leaders prepare for the upcoming school year.
This is the next step in deciding what the upcoming school year will look like for Knox County students. Parents, this video is what the survey looks like online. KCS says it needs to know how many parents would use the virtual options. Families who do not plan to learn virtually don't need to complete the survey. Now, for some families, this will be the second online survey that they've completed. The first survey received more than 30,000 responses from students, parents, and staff. And when it comes to online learning versus in-class learning, 51% of those survey takers wanted a normal school year. 36% wanted an online in-class mix, and 13% of survey takers wanted all virtual learning. The KCS task force will use data from both surveys to help make their recommendation to the Board of Education tomorrow. Then Superintendent Bob Thomas will share the reopening plan with the Board of Education with his recommendations on July 15th.
Cumberland County leaders are planning a traditional start to the school year. The Board of Education held a special meeting last night. Members decided there will be a traditional start following an approved calendar, including a traditional framework for teaching with the possibility of going online if needed. Safety precautions will be in place, but masks will be optional. We'll have more from Cumberland County coming up in our next half hour. Meantime, in Blount County, we now know school will resume about 3 weeks from now on July 29th. Blount County schools will be open for in-person classes, but families can choose virtual learning instead. A choice must be made by Friday, July 17th. In Union County, the school board will discuss options for reopening on Thursday. They're asking parents to fill out a survey by tomorrow. You can find a link right now at WBIR.com. Today is your last day to register to vote before the upcoming primary election. In Knox County, you'll cast your ballot in a new way. Instead of machines, a new paper balloting system will be introduced. And here's what you need to know. Once you show you're a registered voter and an ID, you'll get a ballot. Fill it out, then run it through a scanner. A flag will then pop up saying you're done, or an error message appears for errors. The process will take up to 4.5 minutes.
A lot of people argue maybe it's going back to the past, but we argue it's particularly in this era of COVID-19, not wanting to touch a whole lot of things. It's really a cleaner, neater way to vote.
Poll workers will be wearing masks and sneeze guards. Voters should plan to wear a mask too. Each site will have them available. Again, today is the final day to register to vote before the election. July 17th marks the first day of early voting. July 30th is the last day to request an absentee ballot, and August 6th is primary election day. 2 people are hurt after a motorcycle crash in North Knoxville. It happened on Highland Drive at Jenkins Road. Police say the motorcycle crashed into a pickup truck. The motorcycle's passenger was thrown from the bike and landed in the bed of the truck. Both the passenger and motorcycle driver suffered injuries originally thought to be life-threatening, but today Knoxville police tell us both are expected to survive. The truck driver wasn't hurt. Police are investigating and say speed may have been a factor. A woman is now safe after an SUV flipped over the James White Parkway ramp in South Knoxville. Take a look at this. Knoxville police say officers found the SUV hanging over the retaining wall above Magnolia Avenue. Firefighters were able to get the driver out safely. She suffered only minor injuries. Money has become tight this year for many across the country and here at home. Coming up, we hear from a local utilities provider about extra flexibility on your bills you might not know about. Plus, some workplaces are rethinking the necessity of offices, with many employees saying they want to keep working from home. And new tonight at 5, if you're heading to the pool to cool off, what you should know to keep yourself and your family healthy and safe.
The all-new Audi Q5e. Flexibility without compromise by using electric driving or conventional power. Get yours today at Audi Knoxville, a Harper Auto Square dealership.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms or no interest for 5 years. Virtual appointments available. Call today.
Patio enclosures. There's something special about this community. The dogwoods, the music, the warmth of the people. But it's more of a feeling than a picture, really. Kim and Dennis Bridges founded the funeral home with that feeling, and we continue to be centered around our community. While we can't put our finger on that something special, we did put a name on it, Bridges Funeral Home.
Satisfy your crew with Long John Silver's $20 meals. Choose from 12 chicken tenders, 8-piece fish and chicken, or 20-piece shrimp. With hush puppies and sides for just $20. Long John Silver's. Fish, yeah.
I'm Josh Kapp, and I approve this message because I'm a pro-life Christian. I'm pro-gun,
and I'm pro-Trump. As a doctor trained to spot cancer, I know that political correctness is the cancer that threatens our God-given rights. So I'll make sure that Nancy Pelosi knows that in Tennessee, we celebrate Easter, Christmas, our flag, our national anthem, and we always will.
Josh Gapp for Congress.
Tune in Saturday mornings to see Critter Corner, sponsored by Zoo Knoxville. Learn fun facts about different animals and try to guess which critter will be our Animal of the Week. Critter Corner, Saturday mornings at 8 on 10 News Weekend.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms or no interest for 5 years. Virtual appointments available. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Custom-made sofas and sectionals in your home in just 14 days. We're England Furniture. American-made, American strong. And available at Brown Squirrel Furniture.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, this is 10 News at noon.
Right now, the Helen Ross McNabb Center's Christmas in July toy drive is underway. They're hoping to collect more than 500 donations through Amazon to get a jump start on the holidays. Families like single mom Kayla and her children say it's a huge blessing.
As a single parent, I do struggle from time to time, and Helen Ross McNabb is there for the extra support as well as the help that we need.
Organizers predict the need this Christmas will be greater this year because of COVID-19. The drive runs all month. As offices continue to reopen across the country, businesses are dealing with a post-COVID-19 surprise. Many workers want to keep working from home. NBC's Chris Pallone tells us why many companies are likely to let them.
Of all the surprises of the COVID-19 era, perhaps one of the biggest is how smoothly many American workers have adapted to working from home.
Most people thought that that would not work very well, or there at least were a lot of concerns.
But many companies report the opposite. Productivity is up, and now businesses are completely rethinking what it means to have an office.
Work from home seems to be the way of the future.
In fact, Kinsey found 70% of people say they are as productive, if not more productive, working from home. And a new Wallet Hub survey found that 60% of people say the pandemic made work better. 30% say the office is a thing of the past.
Actually, we're finding it to be a little more lucrative having people work from home than in the office.
Robert Westcott says productivity is up 2% at his company since everyone started working from home. But there are those who look forward to going back to the office.
Me, myself, I would love to go back.
Those people that do miss being in their physical office, they miss their coworkers the most, followed by some sense of routine, followed by just simply getting out of the house.
Consultants like McKinsey & Company are trying to help clients figure out what offices will be like when COVID-19 is finally gone. They say bet on companies leasing less space as more workers opt to stay home. There will likely be fewer offices and cubicles and more unassigned desks, plus more conference rooms and open spaces. So workers can do what they can't at home, meet face-to-face with their coworkers. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Turning back now to the forecast, meteorologist Rebecca Sweet working in the studio today. It was raining a little bit earlier, but boy, is it just muggy. It's just a typical July day, it seems like.
Yes, it totally is. That's kind of the one perk about working in the studio, Heather, is I actually get to go outside in the elements, get a feel of what it's like, and that's really just a good indication for what we're going to be seeing for the rest of the day. We had some showers this morning. A few more showers are developing across the higher elevations. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe we had a rumble of thunder, but not expecting a whole lot of coverage. So enjoy the day. Make some time to be outside and just know that it is going to be warm. Not as hot as what we had yesterday. We topped off at 90 degrees yesterday. Today we're forecasting highs in the upper 80s. Can you guess why it's a little bit cooler? If you look outside, you can take a wild guess. More cloud cover. We have more cloud cover in place today and just a slightly better chance for seeing more scattered showers. 81 degrees outside right now. We're looking at a high of 87 this afternoon. There's a look at that cloud cover across Alcoa Highway. I'll be the first to admit it's perfect weather if you're going to go outside, maybe take the dogs for a walk, get a little walk on your lunch break. You're not, I wouldn't say sweating as quickly as what you would if we had some sunshine, but it certainly is still warm outside, but kind of hard to get motivated with all this cloud cover, right? As we take a look over your Look Rock camera, much cooler in the higher elevations. We have some sunshine trying to peek through those clouds. Just an update there in your view. Not too bad as we go into the higher elevations. An area of low pressure to our south is the main responsible factor that we have right now for bringing in these showers across the region. The heaviest rain will stay to our south, but we may see some of those showers try to form across the higher elevations like they're doing right now and push their way into the Central Valley. As we get a little bit closer to home, you notice a loop over the last 3 hours. We've kind of had some hit or miss rain showers. Most of the precipitation is rather light, turning into the moderate side, but the heaviest rain again is going to start across the higher elevations. It's going to be really slow moving systems, which therefore means if we get some heavier downpours, localized flooding will not be out of the question. But as you notice over the last 3 hours, they're kind of slow to develop right now because we have all that cloud cover in place. The Futurecast model picking up on some of these showers throughout the lunch hour. And as we go into the evening, I do expect a lot of this precipitation to stay across the higher elevations, and it really wouldn't be until later on tonight that maybe we start to see some of those showers push their way into the Central Valley, but it's going to be a little bit before that happens. So if you have any outdoor plans today, heading out to the pool, I know we have that mostly cloudy sky, but it should be nice weather just to go out there and relax. Temperatures will be in the middle to upper 80s. Don't forget the sunscreen. You can still get a pretty nasty sunburn despite the cloud cover. Tomorrow we'll have temperatures warming up into the upper 80s. Tomorrow's forecast looks very similar to today, except we really won't see a lot of precipitation. Tomorrow morning will be partly to mostly cloudy. May have some patchy fog for those who did see showers today. And then a few more opportunities for some scattered showers, primarily across the higher elevations, tapering off as we head into your Wednesday evening. So it's a very typical summer-like pattern as we head throughout the next few days. Highs in the middle to upper 80s. We'll be back in the lower 90s by the end of the week, heating on up. 90s will stick around as we head into your Saturday and maybe even into your Sunday before we have more showers and thunderstorms move in early next week. That's Check of Your 7-Day. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you very much. Well, in recent weeks, an advertising boycott against Facebook has been gaining momentum. Now, hundreds of businesses have pulled advertising from the platform, including Target, Starbucks, Honda, Unilever, and many more. And Facebook is taking notice. Liz McLaughlin shows us how the company is agreeing to meet with boycott organizers today.
Facebook is facing a growing backlash over how the company handles hate speech. Today, Mark Zuckerberg is scheduled to meet with the organizers of an ad boycott against the company that continues to gain traction.
The campaign is growing and going global.
In mid-June, a coalition of civil rights organizations started a Stop Hate for Profit campaign, urging advertisers to stop spending on Facebook's platforms.
Around the world, brands are saying, consumers are saying, this has got to stop.
Now hundreds of businesses have signed on, with more joining every day. Recent additions include Walgreens, Best Buy, Ford, and Adidas. But the financial impact on Facebook's bottom line is questionable. Facebook's top 100 advertisers account for just 6% of its ad revenue.
They have plenty of money. They got plenty of advertisers. I think Facebook has 8 million advertisers, so this is just a drop in the bucket to them.
Still, the campaign has gained the company's attention.
We don't want hate. Our users don't want hate on our platform. Clearly, advertisers don't want either.
Mark Zuckerberg announcing policy changes in a recent virtual town hall meeting.
To crack down on voter suppression and to fight hate speech.
But critics claim Facebook's efforts so far are not enough.
We need concrete, measurable change, and we need it now.
Pushing Facebook to do more as a growing number of businesses and users demand change. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Still ahead in the show, claims that China reported a case of the bubonic plague. What our Verify team found. But first, check this out. Thanks to Nate Nelson for sending in this beautiful picture. He says it's the July 6th sunset from Morton's Overlook. Just gorgeous. We'll be right back.
We built it at the foot of the Great Smoky Mountains and just steps from charming downtown Gatlinburg. We built it just for you. The Greystone Lodge on the river, Reserve your next getaway today.
Sick of the mobs yet? Of the looting, the burning, rioting? Of liberals saying you're a racist? And that watching American cities get ripped apart is a chance for you to examine your privilege? Are you sick of cowardly Republicans so afraid of being called racist by the mob that they won't defend America? Me too. That's why I'm running. I'm Manny Sethi, and I approve this message.
This is my buddy Bruce. He's pretty handsome, isn't he? He was sad for a while because his owners got married and they had to live in an apartment and they couldn't take Bruce with them, and he had to live somewhere else. Thanks to Fountain City Finance, they got in a home with no money down and put in a fence. Thanks to no money down from Fountain City Finance, Bruce is loose. 687-8200 is the number to call. Fountain City Finance.
Best rates, less wait, Fountain City Finance.
If you're over 50 years old and can't work due to physical or mental health problems, you may be entitled to Social Security disability. Call Drozdowski and Rabin today. If you can't regularly lift over 10 pounds, or if you can't stand all day long, you may be eligible for disability benefits. Call your local Knoxville Social Security disability lawyers, Drozdowski and Rabin, now. Don't wait. Call now, 865-302-3222.
For assisted living and memory care, families trust Asbury Place, Maryville.
When my mother developed memory issues, Asbury Place was there, helping us understand what to expect and supporting her. Now that my father needs care, I am so thankful for their household model. It's a beautiful place with caring people that really feels like home. I know that anything he needs is right there.
Call today for more information or to schedule a virtual tour with our team. AsburyPlaceMaryville.org.
We built it for Smoky Mountain's summertime sun and downtown Gatlinburg's summer night fun. We built it just for you. The Greystone Lodge on the river. Make your reservations today at GreystoneLodgeTN.com.
Get 10 news weather updates throughout the day on B97.5. It's music that makes you feel good.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, this is 10 News at Noon.
Did Chinese health officials report a case of the bubonic plague over the weekend? We had our verified team dig into the story to find out what's really going on and whether you should be worried. Here's Jason Puckett.
2020 has had some crazy headlines, from the current pandemic to murder hornets and sandstorms sweeping across the ocean. Now we're seeing headlines about the bubonic plague in China. So let's verify. First, was the plague found in China? We tracked down this report from a Chinese City Health Commission, and they confirmed that one case of bubonic plague was detected in a rural area of China on Sunday. So yes, we can verify the bubonic plague was detected in China. But second question, should we be worried about a 2020 Black Plague? Well, not really. We checked with the CDC, and it turns out that isolated cases of the plague happen every year. We actually have about 7 cases every year here in the U.S. People typically get the plague from fleas, which in turn get it from infected animals like rats. Now, the plague is serious and can even be fatal, but modern medicine means you don't really need to worry about a 2020 Black Plague. The CDC says human-to-human transmission is rare, and most cases are now treatable with antibiotics. Got other questions for us to look into? Send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Next at 12:30, we continue getting you prepared for the return to school, how parents in East Tennessee can help shape the plan for their own children. Plus, how parents across the country are weighing in on the education debate, the alternative some families are considering.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Guardian Foundation Repair.
Don't ignore the signs of foundation damage. Call Guardian Foundation Repair today.
Stanley Steamer, the best and most experienced air duct cleaner in the region. The most powerful trucks in the industry clean hospitals and universities, and are the same ones that clean your home. Our competitors can't say the same. Breathe easier. Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Taxpayer-funded abortion and gun grabs. Attacks on our religious liberties and our police officers. Chaos in the streets. I'm Bill Haggerty, and I'm the Trump conservative who will fight back. I'll help President Trump put constitutionalist justices on the Supreme Court, defend the Second Amendment, and protect life and our religious liberties.
Conservative Bill Haggerty, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm Bill Haggerty, and I approve this message because I'll stand strong for our values and the rule of law.
Before I came to see Dr. Milligan, I'd had some leg vein surgery approximately 10 years ago. Flash forward 10 years later, had more of a sedentary life, and the veins got, I'm sure, extremely worse during that period of time. But the main reason why I came was I was having extremely bad leg cramps. Now, I don't have that. I don't have the swelling ankles. I don't have the swelling legs. My legs don't go to sleep after I've sat down in a chair for 5 minutes.
Call 865-347-2960 or visit us at milliganvein.com.
For 45 years, Affordable Dentures and Implants has created affordable access to dental care.
And we're proud to have helped millions of people improve their smiles.
Our number one priority has always been the health and the well-being of our patients and staff.
So, we're taking extra precautions to welcome you to a safe and clean environment.
Because we want you to go ahead and smile.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. We can't wait to see you.
Stanley Steamer, the best and most experienced air duct cleaner in the region. The most powerful trucks in the industry clean hospitals and universities, and are the same ones that clean your home. Our competitors can't say the same. Breathe easier. Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Introducing the new and improved WBIR.com. Our updates will help you find stories fast with easier navigation and search. Get clear weather forecast in one click, all in a fresh new look. Visit WBIR.com now.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, this is 10 News at Noon.
With a unique school year ahead of us, 10 News is committed to bringing you the very latest developments. Parents, today is the last day to fill out Knox County Schools' virtual learning survey. Yvonne Thomas shares what you need to know.
Right now, we don't know many details about what the upcoming school year will look like for Knox County students, but we do know that the district plans to have a virtual learning option for families. Leaders have said for weeks that their goal is to return to an in-person school setting in the fall while considering the health and safety of students and staff. But a statement from Superintendent Bob Thomas reads, quote, "We recognize that in this scenario, some families would not be comfortable with a return to school. As a result, we will have a virtual option for those students." The school district is asking parents to fill out this survey by today. KCS says it needs to know how many parents would use the virtual option. Only families who are considering virtual learning are asked to complete it. On the survey website, it mentions the decision at this time is not binding. Once details about this program are announced, you'll be asked to enroll if interested.
After a special Board of Education meeting, Cumberland County will now reopen with a traditional start to the school year following an approved calendar. And here's what we know about it. The school year will include a traditional framework for teaching with the possibility of going online if necessary. Safety precautions will be in place, but masks will be optional. Buses will resume as normal. The decision comes after Cumberland County Schools conducted several surveys. In one of them, parents were asked if conditions on August 5th are similar to today, how likely are you to send your child to school? More than 39% said very likely. Just over 25% said likely, and 35% said unlikely. As for school employees, here's what they had to say about safety protocols they want to see in place. More than 18% want hand sanitizer and hand washing stations. Nearly 16% want temperature screenings. More than 10% want optional face masks, while less than 5% wanted them required. Again, right now, masks will be optional. We are still waiting to hear what other safety precautions will be in place. The board says they will continue to monitor COVID-19 cases in Cumberland County and will meet with school principals. Meantime, Clinton City Schools has also released its plan. The district wants to start the year on a staggered schedule with parents coming into the school to see what classrooms will look like. The first day of school is different for different grades. The district plans to have daily health check stations at every entrance to each school. Oak Ridge Schools is now addressing what happens if a student or employee gets sick with COVID-19. It says the district will confirm the case with the county health department, let the school know about possible exposure, then close the affected school for 2 to 5 days to clean. Morgan County Schools says it will release its back-to-school plan next week. School leaders say they're reviewing the results of a parent survey. Parents will be asked to fill out an enrollment intent form in the coming weeks. The back-to-school debate is happening all across the country. Any shared student space, from buses to classrooms to lunches, is sure to be loaded with hurdles. Sarah Dolliff shows us while some parents have made up their minds, others are looking at alternatives.
Violet Reese-Friedrich will soon be starting 3rd grade.
I don't care if I have to wear the mask and gloves. I just want to go back to school.
A year she and her mom hope is as normal as possible.
Parents want their kids to go back to their lives.
Families, educators, and health experts are weighing potential health risks against the impact to education quality.
There will be a lot of consequences from children not being able to go back to school that are even more detrimental than getting COVID themselves.
A recent study published in the Lancet Child and Adolescent Health finds coronavirus causes mild illness in most kids, but the long-term effects are not yet known, and states are proceeding cautiously. Some releasing reopening guidelines that include requiring masks, socially distanced desks, staggered lunches, and enhanced cleanings. But there's no one-size-fits-all blueprint, says the nation's top infectious disease specialist.
Some counties may have such a low level of infection that schools can open in a way that's exactly like normal. Others may be in a situation where it isn't really bad where you want to close the school, but you might want to make some modifications.
And more parents are considering alternatives. Online education company K-12 Incorporated says phone calls and internet interest have doubled.
They want the security of knowing that their child is going to be safe. Right? And they don't want to fall behind in their education. And this program allows them to do that.
Finding the right fit as the start of a school year unlike any other approaches.
Online right now, we have a full list of the plans for every school district in East Tennessee. You can find it in the Getting You Back to School section of the 10 News app. Well, many people have adjusted to working from home, but others are focusing on adding new skills. How a woman who was bored during the pandemic turned her hamster into a star. Plus, some of your bills might be more flexible than you realize. Up next, some tips for anyone tight on cash.
Meet Jimmy. He's a great guy who sometimes puts things off until he was in a bad car wreck. A friend told him to call OEB Law, only Jimmy never got around to calling. Don't be like Jimmy. Call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
The faces, the voices, the success stories of Renew Health and Wellness.
I started having some symptoms back when I was 37.
Hot flashes, no sex drive,
night sweats.
I started to gain weight. No matter what I did, I couldn't lose it.
Since I started Renew,
the hot flashes were gone.
I've lost weight.
I lost 15 pounds. It really saved my marriage.
Natural hormone therapy from Renew Health and Wellness. Call today for a free consultation.
Everybody should give it a try because it works.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Master Services. We're the all things basement tea company. Did you know that you can lift sinking patios, sidewalks, and garage floors instead of replacing them for a fraction of the cost? You know, settling soils and erosion can undermine your patio, sidewalk, or garage floors, making them crack and sink, creating tripping hazards and unlevel surfaces, and they only get worse over time. In 15 minutes, we can lift your concrete back to level. For a safe, secure, and level concrete slab, call Master Services today for all things basement tea.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
OEB Law was founded on the principle that everyone deserves to be treated fairly, because sometimes big corporations and insurance companies take advantage of the very people they're supposed to protect. When you get injured, call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, this is 10 News at noon.
Money has become tight for many people during the pandemic, and if you're stressed out about bills right now, you're not alone. Stephanie Midget with KUB explains how they're providing extra flexibility.
At KUB, we understand that the spread of COVID-19 has left many of our friends and neighbors struggling financially. Previously, we had announced that we would be resuming service disconnections on August 3rd. However, given the impact that COVID-19 continues to have on our service territory and the recent extension of Tennessee's state of emergency, KUB will be extending the suspension of service disconnections for non-payment until further notice. While services will not be disconnected at this time, utility bills will continue to accrue, and KUB encourages customers who are able to do so to continue to make payments. KUB will also continue its policy of waiving late fees for customers who contact KUB about their bill, and can also make payment arrangements to assist customers or direct those in need to assistance options that are available in our community. Also, KUB customer service centers reopened to the public on Monday, July 6th with reduced occupancy. KUB will continue to waive or reimburse service fees for payment options that promote social distancing and promote our community's health, like phone and online payment options. To find out more information on steps KUB has taken to help our community, along with information on available financial resources, visit kub.org/assistance or give us a call at 865-524-2911.
Still ahead, it's definitely a day to crank up that air conditioning. Up next, Rebecca Sweet joins us again with an update on your hot and muggy forecast. Plus, we connect the dots on why herd immunity of COVID-19 doesn't seem possible without a vaccine.
You see a chipped or cracked windshield. We see it repaired or replaced by our specialists. At our place or yours. Visit glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV. Well, I get tons of HD. Spectrum has tons of HD. And we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals. I don't have that. Plus, sometimes in the rain, our services go out. Because of the dish on your roof?
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-929-4499.
And Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem. We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel. Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours. That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-929-4499.
Have you been dreaming about a closet that inspires you? A garage that fits a car? Or a laundry room where you can see the floor? For nearly 25 years, Closet Solutions has been helping East Tennessee homeowners take the stress out of the mess with custom-designed closets, laundry rooms, garages, and more. At Closet Solutions, it takes just one day to turn this into this. Call our showroom or visit our website, goclosets.com.
Taxpayer-funded abortion and gun grabs. Attacks on our religious liberties and our police officers. Chaos in the streets. I'm Bill Haggerty, and I'm the Trump conservative who will fight back. I'll help President Trump put constitutionalist justices on the Supreme Court, defend the Second Amendment, and protect life and our religious liberties.
Conservative Bill Haggerty, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm Bill Haggerty, and I approve this message because I'll stand strong for our values and the rule of law.
At South College, we're not here to change the world, but we will change how you think, how you attack problems and overcome limitations, how you push yourself to turn challenges into opportunities. It's an experience that'll change your life, and then maybe you can change the world. South College, where dreams find direction.
You see a broken office window. We see a business emergency that needs Glass Doctor in a hurry. For 24-hour emergency glass repair and replacement, visit glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Some news ahead of the presidential election in November. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously that members of the Electoral College can't go rogue and must vote according to their state law. The decision comes just under 4 months before the 2020 election. Laws in 32 states and Washington, D.C. require electors to vote for the popular vote winner. Well, a COVID-19 vaccine is still months away. Unfortunately, though, researchers now say that may be the only thing that could help life return to normal. We connect the dots on why herd immunity doesn't seem to be an option.
A new study looked at herd immunity when it comes to coronavirus, and the news is not good for anyone hoping to put this pandemic behind us before a vaccine is rolled out. Let's connect the dots. Herd immunity is when enough of a population is exposed to an infectious disease that the disease has trouble spreading. Vaccines are one of the best ways to achieve herd immunity, but some researchers were hoping we could reach that level with COVID-19 before a vaccine was ready. Sweden based its entire response to the pandemic based on that idea. Now, researchers in Spain have released the results of their large-scale study of coronavirus antibodies. The country was hit hard and fast when COVID-19 reached Europe. The researchers found only 5% of the country's population showed signs of those antibodies, far too low a number to reach herd immunity. Doctors think that number needs to be closer to 60% to be successful. In the findings published in the medical journal Lancet, the researchers called achieving herd immunity unachievable. There is another problem as well. Doctors still don't know for sure if having COVID-19 antibodies means you can't get infected again. As for Sweden, which gambled on herd immunity, it saw a much higher death rate from coronavirus than other countries that used the lockdown approach.
Coronavirus cases continue to surge across the U.S. On Sunday, the number of new cases climbed past 48,000 in just 24 hours. Many hotspots are now dangerously close to running out of hospital beds. Those on the front lines are calling for a national mandate that everyone wear a mask in public. Some good news, the nation's leading infectious disease doctor says the U.S. will know by the end of the year or beginning of 2021 if the vaccine is safe and effective.
It's leaves me for a loss of words because I think it really speaks to how contagious this virus is. And we've taken all of the precautions that you can possibly take. We wear a mask. We're very thoughtful about washing our hands. I have no idea when and where we were exposed.
Atlanta's Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms says she's at a loss of words after testing positive for COVID-19. In a tweet, she says she's asymptomatic. On MSNBC, she says she has no idea how she contracted the virus. All right, let's get another check of your forecast. Some people may have gotten a few raindrops already, but the one thing we can plan on for sure, Rebecca, is more heat.
Yes, temperatures getting back into the 90s this week, Heather. It's a very typical summer-like pattern that we have showers and thunderstorms possible almost every single day. Temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Hello, July. We're right in the thick of it. Speaking of thick, we're also seeing some higher dew points as well today in the 60s and 70s. So it just feels sticky outside. As we take a look at the rest of the day, we're going to continue to see this partly to mostly cloudy sky in place. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s across Alcoa Highway. As we take you into the higher elevations, Look Rock, 72 degrees. Yesterday, I will say my family, we went to the Cherahalla Skyway, and it was gorgeous. Once you got into the backwoods, the trees were covering you. There was lots of people out there camping, spending some time in the water. And so if you can find an escape like that, I mean, you're golden. But the higher elevations do have a better chance of seeing some scattered showers today. So if you're going to go, have a way of receiving weather information. I know it's hard to get cell service out there, but check it before you head out to the mountains. Temperatures are currently in the upper 70s and lower 80s. It is a mild start to the afternoon, really close to where we expected we were going to be, and we're looking at highs still topping off in the middle to upper 80s this afternoon. We still have some warming up to do, despite the cloud cover that we have in place. I do expect cloud cover to stick with us for the rest of the afternoon as we put the futurecast into motion. Spotty showers first and foremost going to develop across the higher elevations. And then we may, as the evening progresses, see some of those showers similar to what we've had recently push their way into the Central Valley. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of developing showers across the Central Valley. More so you're going to see them coming, but this is going to have a lot of rain with it. So if we do see any of these showers move on in, there's a lot of moisture in place, a lot of rain that is likely going to fall. and these showers will likely stick around until they run out of moisture and then they continue to die off. So be prepared if you do have a shower that moves into your area. Heavy rain will be likely. Localized flooding not out of the question. The best time frame for seeing some of these showers and thunderstorms this afternoon will be mid-afternoon. So anywhere between, let's say, 2, 3, 4 o'clock across the higher elevations, and then continuing to move into the valley as we head closer to 6, 7, 8 o'clock going into the evening hours. After that sun sets, a lot of this activity will continue to die on down. So where is this moisture coming from? Well, we have an area of low pressure off to our south. It is centralized over Georgia. You notice we have that counterclockwise rotation. It's bringing in quite a bit of rain across the Carolinas. If you have friends or family maybe out at the beach, they're certainly seeing a rainy day, probably spending some time inside. We're kind of on the outer band of that low pressure system, and we're seeing a few of those spotty showers develop, but it's certainly not the coverage like what we have off to our southeast. So spotty showers will be likely as we get that counterclockwise rotation going into the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies heading into the overnight hours. Patchy fog possible tomorrow morning. We do it all over again as we head into your Wednesday. A lot of the activity that we have tomorrow driven by daytime heating. So we're holding on to temperatures tomorrow looking at very similar to today. Middle to upper 80s, a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms today, tomorrow. Slightly lower chances for seeing some activity going into the end of the week. Models have been kind of differing, saying have some opposite reactions going into the end of the weekend because we do have the chance we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Coverage is just going to be lacking. Temperatures are certainly going to be warm, middle to upper 80s and lower 90s, and these 90s and 80s will stick around into early next week. So Heather, you got that right. Showers and thunderstorms for some, but the heat is going to be here for everyone.
Oh, and it's sticking around for a while. All right, Rebecca, thank you very much. Kansas City Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes is making history. According to a tweet from his agent, Mahomes signed a 10-year contract extension worth $503 million. He's the first professional sports $500 player. The deal is nearly $75 million more than Mike Trout's deal in the MLB, which was formerly the largest contract in history. Trending this afternoon, he was supposed to be playing in Wimbledon this week, but that was canceled. So instead, Roger Federer is releasing shoes. It's a collab between Federer and On, a Swiss running brand, and the shoes appropriately called the Roger. This is not a performance shoe either. According to the tennis great, it's just a shoe anyone can wear. In other words, the shoes aren't for tennis, they are streetwear shoes. Well, summer grilling is in full swing, and Bobby Flay of the Food Network is dishing out his advice for the best burger. He says go with 80-20 ground beef. Season the patties when they are in patty form with salt and pepper. Don't press down on the patty with the spatula, as sometimes people do. Use a soft bun. And Bobby Flay says never use this cheese, cheddar cheese. I like cheddar on a burger. I feel like most people do too, right? Well, a woman bored during the pandemic used her artistic skills to make her hamster Spud a star. And so she created mini movie sets for Spud, like Hogwarts from Harry Potter. Lisa Murray Lang even made a tiny pair of Harry Potter glasses for Spud. She says she, her husband, and 4 cats all had a lot of fun with this during the lockdown. What else are you going to do? When we come back, another animal in the spotlight this afternoon. A dog alerts a family to a burning home. How the owner says she saved her neighbors.
They say you should wait 30 minutes to swim after you eat. Nobody said anything about slurping Arby's $1 floats. Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash. Arby's, we have the meats.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is here to offer you even more benefits with the Blue Care Plus plan at no extra cost.
My Blue Care Plus plan means I have someone right here in Tennessee on the other end of the phone when I call.
It means I have people like Allie who listen and really care.
It means I get more medical, dental, and vision benefits, like $5,000 for dental care.
And $1,200 for hundreds of over-the-counter items.
Plus 100 rides for doctors and pharmacy visits. That's a lot of rides.
As a not-for-profit with a mission to serve, we're right here for you and with you.
I love having Tori in my corner. Everybody needs a Tori.
You can enroll in a Blue Care Plus plan at any time.
Get these great benefits and more. Call 833-807-1234. That's 833-807-1234.
Keeping students safe is a huge priority, but many questions still remain.
That's why 10 News is committed to getting the answers you need to make the most informed decisions this coming school year.
Getting you back to school today on 10 News.
Coming up tonight on Channel 10.
Stanley Steamer Service. It all begins with a free in-home inspection of your furnace and ductwork. A thorough inspection reveals the dirt, dust, and pet hair you can't see, and a firm upfront quote means that there's no surprises. Then we get to work, cleaning every vent and every line, with the best equipment and best trained crews in the industry, taking your ducts from this to this. The most powerful trucks in the industry get the best results. Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, this is 10 News at noon.
I mean, to me, it's just kind of one of those things, fate, divine intervention, God's plan.
Fire crews say fireworks caught a trash can on fire at a home in Franklin, and the family was asleep at the time. That's when neighbor dog Rue let her owner know something was wrong.
I opened the door to let her out, and she ran to the far end of the house. When I followed her around to the corner, I noticed that the neighbor's house was on fire.
He ran over, he says, banged on the door and woke up the neighbors. Luckily, everyone made it out safely. The fire marshal says the damage will cost more than $50,000. Thank goodness for Rue. All right, before we go, let's get one more check of the forecast with meteorologist Rebecca Sweet, and it's going to be another muggy Tuesday.
It is. We're wrapping it up as we take a look at the latest allergy report released by the Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center. Trees, grass, and weeds are all at a low level. Mold is at a moderate level, so if you do have any outdoor plans, be prepared, maybe from a little bit of extra sneezing. I've heard a lot of people ever since we had that Sahara dust move through the area that their allergies have not been the same. Your 7-day forecast, if you are spending some time outside, boy, oh boy, it is hot. We're looking at high temperatures today, topping off in the middle to upper 80s. That'll be a similar forecast as to what we see tomorrow. 90s return as we head into the end of this work week and into early next week. Heather, you notice showers and thunderstorms likely almost every single day. Hello, July, hot and sticky with a few chances for some showers and thunderstorms, right?
Right in the thick of it. Rebecca, thank you very much. And thank you for watching. The Heartland series is next.
Taxpayer-funded abortion and gun grabs. Attacks on our religious liberties and our police officers. Chaos in the streets. I'm Bill Haggerty, and I'm the Trump conservative who will fight back. I'll help President Trump put constitutionalist justices on the Supreme Court, defend the Second Amendment, and protect life and our religious liberties.
Conservative Bill Haggerty, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm Bill Haggerty, and I approve this message because I'll stand strong for our values and the rule of law.
Our area is rich in tradition and natural beauty. Over the years, our Heartland series has brought you stories about our mountain heritage. Now the tradition continues with Bill Landry and the Heartland series.
After the Civil War, the U.S. economy simply exploded. Industry was the driving force, and skies over many cities carried the proof. People believed with hard work and determination, anyone could become rich. Some did. Mark Twain called it the Gilded Age. He saw the new wealth as conspicuous and showy, but achieving nothing substantial. None of this mattered to the poor people living along Yellow Creek in southern Kentucky. The Gilded Age might as well have been happening on Mars. That is, until Alexander Arthur happened by in 1886. He wandered into the valley while looking for a railroad route through the mountains. He saw hills rich with coal and iron ore. This was the very fuel that fed the booming economy. Here, he determined, there would be a great city.
What happened next could not be imagined. Investors in England backed his vision with boatloads of money.
After being named president of the American Association Limited, he bought 100,000 acres surrounding Yellow Creek. The city, called Middlesboro, needed a rail connection. The mountains posed no problem. A tunnel was dug under Cumberland Gap and tracks laid. A train wreck on the newly built tracks severely injured Arthur, but it did not slow him down. A tent city filled the valley. Irish and Italian immigrants, along with African Americans recruited from the Deep South, came to work. Saloons, sawmills, iron forges, and restaurants appeared. In 1890, a fire burned half the city down. It was rebuilt, better. A city hall, a brewery, a library, and a sewer system were built. Grain barrels full of money were spent trying to tame Yellow Creek. First it was channelized, then the canal was lined with timber. It accomplished nothing. Every year the spring floods ripped apart the canal. It didn't seem to matter. There was an opera house and a hospital now. Lawyers, doctors, mercantile stores, and a newspaper filled the buildings. Part of the land was set aside for a planned community called Harrogate. Arthur built a spectacular home there. But it paled in comparison to the splendor of the nearby Four Seasons Hotel. There were 700 rooms and more luxury than any mountaineer could ever imagine. It all seemed too good to last, and in fact, it was. A bank failure in England and a depression in the United States ended Arthur's dream. He was fired and left town. The site of his home is now part of Lincoln Memorial University campus. The Four Seasons Hotel that cost $1 million to build in 1892 was sold for $9,000 and torn down for scrap in 1893. Part of its foundation can be seen today as well on the LMU campus. The flood of people who had filled the streets of Middlesboro quickly abandoned it. Those who stayed managed to keep the town afloat. Today, no other Kentucky coal town has quite the past or the look of Middlesboro.
Join us on 10 News Today.
Weekdays on WBIR.